An old face from the past re-enters Tim Metcalfe, Joe Duttine's life on Coronation Street soon, and revelations about their former relationship leave his friends and Sally Dynevor shocked as it emerged that Tim was groomed and abused as a young teenager. Tim picks up a fare in his cab and is surprised to see it's Trisha Pinkerton, whom he knew back in the 1980s. He meets up with her again in the hours later. Despite it being his and Sally's anniversary, Sally has suggested he goes to the Rovers with his mates as a way of cheering Kevin, Michael Lavelle, up following his split with ABI, Sally Carmen. When Trisha appears, Tim tells his friends that she's a blast from his past. Tyrone, Alan Halsall, and Steve, Simon Gregson, find this amusing, but Kevin certainly doesn't. Not only is his own marriage on Teachy Rocks due to infidelity, but he's still very protective of his former wife Sally, and the two are very close, so he's not about to condone Tim getting friendly with an ex-girlfriend. The next day Sally calls into the cab office to see Tim and is shocked to find him chatting with another woman, who introduces herself as Trisha. Sally says that she's Tim's wife. She's angry with Tim for missing their anniversary meal and for entertaining Trisha in the cab office, and storms out. Tim, oblivious to Sally's anger, reminisces to Brian, Peter Gunn, about the 1980s when he got together with Trisha. But there's one detail that shocks Brian. Tim says when all this happened, Trisha was almost 20, while Tim was only 14. Brian has the opportunity to tell Trisha what he thinks of this the next day, when she calls into the cafe looking for Tim. Brian says that what happened when Tim was 14 was grooming, as Tim was only a child. When Sally confronts him later about his relationship #PWIT Trisha, he admits that she took his virginity when he was 14 and she was 20. Sally is shocked and has the same opinion as Brian, that what happened to Tim was sexual abuse. How will Tim react to what people are saying about him and Trisha? And how will he deal with her being back in his life?